Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our topic is measurement. Basically the subject science for 6th class. The objective of today's lecture is physics, launching a rocket, measuring length, measuring mass and measuring time. First of all, I am going to discuss the physics. Physics is the branch of science which deal with the matter and energy and interrelationship between them. The launching of rocket basically it is consisted of different stages. Every stage having its own fuel tanks and engines, and these are all the stages. And the upper top part of the rocket is called spacecraft. This is the required part of rocket which is needed to move around the earth or around the solar system sun. This one is the launch pad, okay. And now I am going to discuss the System International. In 1960 a conference held worldwide. The scientists decided to some units, and the three things that are measured in many investigations, which is length, mass and time. Length represented by L, mass represented by M, and time is represented by small t. Measuring length. The standard System International unit of length is meter, and the symbol is small m. And other unit of the length is kilometer, centimeter and millimeter. These are some prefixes. Kilo, centi and milli are the prefixes which are placed before the SI units. And 1 kilo means 1000, and 1 centi means 1/100 part of the meter, and milli means 1000th part of the meter. And just calculating this value, we will get the 0.01 millimeter, and by dividing or calculating 1/1000, we will get 0.0001 meter. And now the measuring mass. The standard System International unit of mass is kilogram. Basically kilogram. The symbol is kg, small k, small g. The other unit of mass is megaton. Basically ton is represented by small t, and mega will represented by capital M. That is 1 mega means 10 raised 9. It means 9 zeros after the 1. So 10 billion ton in 1 megaton, and 1 ton represented by small t, and 1 ton contains 1000 kilograms. And milligram, again this milli is prefix and represented by small m, and gram is represented by small g, and 1 milligram is 10 raised minus 3 gram, or if we want to convert it into kg, more 3 zeros will divide it by this term, and we will get the 10 raised minus 6 kilogram. Measuring mass now. The standard System International unit of time is second, and the symbol is S, small s. The other unit of time is day, and this is the very important thing. This table is very important for MCQs. Basically 1 day is represented by small d, and how many seconds in 1 day? The answer will be 86,400 seconds are in 1 day, or 1440 minutes in a one day. And in the case of 1 hour, the symbol of for hour is small h, and 1 hour contains 3600 seconds and 60 minutes. Today I am going to discuss the science subject for class 6, chapter number 13, measurements, page number 192. Objectives of our today's lecture is phenomena and illusions, measuring length, mass and time, estimating quantities. First of all, the definition of physics. Physics is scientific study of how matter and energy interact. Basically, the study of matter, energy and relationship between them is known as physics. That is the branch of science. These interactions can produce the color of rainbow in a shower or the roar of the wind in the hurricane. At the greater distance, the interactions of matter and energy in the sun produce light and heat, while inside our eyes, light energy is converted into electrical energy which passes to our brain and allow us to see. These lines are very important. The matter and energy will produce the light and heat energy in the sun, and when that light will pass or fall on our eyes, will convert it into electrical energy. Basically, this electrical signal conveyed to our brain to see the things surrounding us. This is basically the figure of rainbow. After rain, some water drops stay in the atmosphere, and when the sunlight passes through that stayed particle or suspended particle in the atmosphere of the water, that light, white light, will convert it into 7 different colors. You can see this in this figure, red, yellow, green and different colors, which is known as rainbow. This is basically the sun and having matter and energy inside of the sun, and by the interaction of matter and energy, the light energy will produce basically this light energy. This is the light energy. When this light fall on our eyes, the eye function basically the conversion of light energy into electrical energy to convey the message in the form of electrical signal to the brain to see the things surrounding us. Every event in the universe, from your next breath to star exploding, is an interaction of matter and energy. Every event. So physics is really a part of all the other scientific subjects rather than a separate one. All the information we gather with our senses, such as the presence of light, the events such as the formation of rainbow, are called phenomena, singular phenomenon. So physics can also be described as the science of investigating phenomena. Now I am going to discuss the launching of rocket. Sometimes we can observe the several phenomena in an event, as the following example of launching a rocket shows. Basically, this in this figure, this is the launch pad. This is the launch pad and this is the rocket having different stages, and every stage have their own fuel tanks and engines. So 3, 2, 1, lift off. a multi-stage rocket leaving the launch pad. These are the steps. Light from the rocket engine can be seen immediately by distant spectators as the rocket begins to rise from the launch pad. Basically, this is the important line. For the discussion, after reading above rocket launch, the person asked why was the light from the rocket seen before the sound of the rocket was heard. Basically, because of the more speed of light as compared to the speed of sound. Due to more speed of light than the speed of sound, we can watch the light from the rocket engine, but hear the sound of rocket engine after watching the light from the rocket engine. When the roar of the rocket engine reaches the spectators, it nearly deafens them. The rocket speed increases every second as it rises into the sky. The rocket is divided into parts called stages. These are some stages. These are some stages of the rocket, and every stage having own fuel tanks. Each stage has fuel tank and rocket engines. Okay, when the fuel is used up in one stage, that stage will separate from the rocket and fall back toward the earth. As the stage rushes back through the atmosphere, it will become so hot that it will burn up. When the last stage has separated, only one small spacecraft will remain in orbit around the earth or set off across the solar system. Basically, this upper part of the rocket is called spacecraft. This is the MCQ. The upper part of rocket is known as spacecraft, and bottom parts are stages, and stages has fuel tanks and rocket engines separately. Now I am going towards the measurements. Basically, three things very important to measure any measurements: length, mass, and time. And three things that are measured in many investigations are length, mass, and time. Any measurement is made in units. Basically, we need some unit to measure the things. Okay, for example, a common unit of length is centimeter. This is the common unit, not SI unit. SI unit of length is meter. Okay, and SI unit basically a conference in which the different scientists of the whole world were invited to decide the units. Units are known as System International Units. Now I am going to measuring length, towards the measuring length. Basically, the standard SI unit of length is meter. Meter is unit, SI unit, System International Unit, and symbol is small m. MCQ. Mark this for MCQs. with as the symbol for the SI units. SI units. No full stop is placed after it. Okay. The meter is divided into smaller units of measuring small length or distance, and large number of meters are made into bigger unit to measure the long length or distance. Different units of length: kilometer, meter, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer and nanometer. Basically these are some prefixes placed between before the SI units, and every prefix have its own value. 1 kilo basically having 1000, mean 1000, and meter is in this symbol we can say that the kilo will show that by placing the K, and meter by placing the small m, and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. This is important for MCQs. Okay, and here I discussed 1 kilo is the basically 1000. 1 centi, 1/100th part of meter is called centimeter. 1 milli, 1,000th part of meter is known as millimeter, and 1 micro is basically 1/1,000,000th part of meter. So when 1 nanometer, billionth part of a meter. 1 nanometer having 90, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 90, and in micro 6 zeros. Okay, and after simplifying these relation, these result we will get. Okay, you can just put the values in calculator, you will get these answers. Okay, now I am going towards the measuring mass. The standard system international unit of mass is kilogram, not gram. Here this is very important thing. Kilo is very confusing because kilo is prefix, and why we are placing here kilogram. The gram is unit of mass, no doubt, but kilo, only gram is very difficult to measure that for the ordinary balances to measure the mass of any substance. So scientists decide to put the prefix before the gram to make it some big quantity, which is known as kilogram. Basically kilogram is system international unit of mass, and gram is also unit of mass but not known as the system international unit. Both are some different things. So for MCQ this will be very confusing for the students. The kilogram is SI unit, symbol kg, and gram is not SI unit, only unit of mass but not SI unit. Okay, and on the next page number 194, this is the table 13.2. the megaton, capital MT, ton, kilogram, gram and milligram. These are some prefixes, milligram and kilogram, but already discussed. This is the system international unit, and gram and milligram. The whole table is very important for MCQs. In 1 ton, how many kilograms? So the answer will be 1000 kilogram. Just learn the whole table for MCQs. And this is the very interesting question. What is the mass of the object on each of the balances shown in the figure 13.4, which was the easiest to read? Basically, this is the figure 13.4, and top pen balance, balance scales, and spring balances. These two balances are very difficult to handle, and these two balances are not accurately measure the mass of any substance. But this is the very accurately measuring mass measuring device, are known as digital, because the output result shown on the screen of this balance in digits. So this is also known as digital balance and more accurate balance, and which is most easiest to read. And answer will be top pen balance is the answer of question number 3. Now I am going towards the measuring time. The standard system international unit of time is second, not hour, not day, not minute. This is the second. This is also again most important MCQ. And second, symbol of second is small s, not capital S. Other units of the time used in investigations are shown in the table 13.3. 13.3, day, hour, minute, second, millisecond. This is the prefix milli. Milli means 10 raised minus 3. So 1000 part of second, 1000th part of second, and after calculating 1 hour 1000, we will get the 0.001 second. So I can ask some question, how many seconds in one day? The correct answer will be 86,400 seconds in one day. And I can also ask some question about the how many minutes in the day, and then the students, you must give me this answer. Then 1440 minutes in one day. And how many seconds in 1 hour? 3600 seconds and 60 minutes. Okay, students, after watching this video lecture, this question number 4 is task at home, and I will discuss on Google Classroom, and you can ask some question on WhatsApp group also. Thank you so very much.